This is a goose that a friend swapped with us a few weeks ago. He goes shooting and he arrived on our doorstep with two of these geese, and we paid for them with some of our jars of homemade jam, and we're having that goose today for dinner. But the first part of making this meal is to make the stuffing. In a large pan, melt 25 grams of butter and then add in 450 grams of chopped onions and then leave these to sweat. After about 5 minutes the onions should have sweated through, so at that point you need to add 450 grams of chopped apple, a small amount of fresh thyme, and the juice from 2 oranges, and then you need to let this lot cook until the apple has softened through. Now for this stuffing you also need some potatoes, and actually we're using our rooster potatoes. That just came out of the ground at lunchtime today, so really fresh. It's a very late crop that we've got. We've boiled them up. We've kept the skins on because the skins are amongst the most nutritious part of the potato, and then we've mashed it all ready to be used in the stuffing. Well, the apple and onion has been cooking for about 10 minutes now, so we're just going to check it and see what state it's in. Well, it's softened through quite nicely, so we're going to take the heat off the pan. So I've taken the pan off the cooker now, and we're going to add in the mashed potato to the mix, and it's 900 grams of potato went into this, and we're also going to add in the zest of 1 orange and a bit of seasoning, and then we're going to mix all this up together and then let it cool. Whilst there's room on the cooker, we are boiling up the giblets with some rosemary, carrots and celery to make a stock for the gravy. Well, the stuffing has now cooled, so time to stuff the bird. And it needs to be stuffed but not absolutely packed full, so stuffed loosely. One final job to do before it goes into the oven is just to rub some salt and pepper into the skin. Ready for the oven. Now the oven's set to 180 degrees and it's a 3.5 kilo bird, so we're going to give it 2 hours, and after 2 hours we'll check to see whether it's ready. Well, now that the goose is in the oven, I think it's time to open a bottle of our homemade white wine that we made 2 years ago, and we actually bottled it a year and a half ago. Cheers. Well, we checked the goose at 2 hours and we pierced it with a skewer, and at that point it was still bleeding, so it wasn't ready. So we've given it another half hour. So what I'm going to do now is test it to see if it's still bleeding. See, so no blood coming out. This is where we tested it previously, and you can see the blood came out and coagulated, but nothing now coming out. So this is now ready. So here we have our roast goose dinner. Everything on the plate was either produced by us or was produced locally, and we swapped our produce for it. But we've got sprouts, applesauce, potatoes, goose obviously, carrots, parsnips, the full works. So here goes for the goose. Oh, lovely and tender. Much tenderer than I expected from a wild bird as well, so this has turned out really well.